the way it is, a lot of folks are, I think, also a little afraid of the radiology and going to an organization like Zwanger Pesiri because of the perceived cost. What would you say to people who are concerned about the cost of that?
Well, radiology definitely has a cost. MRIs are not inexpensive, and one could say they are expensive. CAT scan, ultrasound, X-ray. So the first thing I would say before doing a radiologic study, you should have to need this study. It needs to be relevant to the person's health. For example, with MRI, I'll often ask a patient, or people say, should they get an MRI? And I say, if the results are positive or negative, are you going to do the same thing? If the answer is yes, then I say, don't do the MRI. If all you're going to do is observe it or in bed rest, do that anyhow. Don't do the MRI. But there are areas to save cost. For everybody in the public, they need to know that if you go to an outpatient facility that's privately held, it's much lower cost to the patient because there's only a single copay or deductible. Whereas if they go to a hospital-based facility, there's a double copay because there's also added on facility fee. So every patient can save a lot of money by avoiding the hospital facilities. Now, everyone has insurance, and there are high deductible plans right now. Many people have multiple $1,000, $3,000, $5,000 deductible, which means they have to pay the first $3,000 or $5,000 themselves.
Right.
And everyone has a copay on it, typically about 20%. So, for example, for our MRIs, if the price is $500 and it's a high deductible plan, which is very typical, the fee to them will be $500. If they're already met their deductible, it'll be just a copay of 20% or $100. Whereas if they go to one of the many hospital facilities, their fee for the MRI can be $2,000 or $3,000. So if they have a high deductible plan, they're paying $2,000 or $3,000. And if they've already met the deductible, they're still paying 20% of $2,000 or $3,000. So they're still out of pocket $400 or $600. So as everyone wants to be more aware of their costs, even physicians who are members of accountable care organizations where they are trying to save money and be very conscious of it, they have to kind of tell the patients, you got to go to a place that doesn't cost so much money because it does cost the whole health system more. And if a patient goes to an expensive facility, it means their insurance company is spending more, which means they have to charge their employer more money for the insurance policy. So it affects every business on Long Island, everybody, by going to expensive facilities. And sometimes people ask the other question is, well, is the hospital better? Well, the answer is maybe in some places in the country, it's probably true. There may be places where the hospital facilities are better, but not here on Long Island. I can proudly say with Zwanger Pesiri, I have about 70 radiologists. They're all board certified, and they're excellent. Each of my radiologists reads only in their area of expertise. In many facilities, in many hospitals, radiologists will read in their area of expertise only 50 or 70% of the time, but in the evenings, nighttime, and weekends, they will cover other areas. Like the chest and body radiologist during the evenings and weekends might read neuro, might read the brain MRI or musculoskeletal, or vice versa. Whereas with Zwanger Pesiri, it doesn't matter what time of day or night you come, it's read by that specialist in that area. So that's a big advantage. And that's besides our equipment being much newer. And newer equipment, the equipment has advanced so much that not only faster, but the image quality has improved. Higher resolution does make a difference. It's kind of like for us older folks looking at our current 4K televisions to the old rabbit ear TVs that we used to watch as kids. That difference is dramatic.
And you don't need the tinfoil on the rabbit ears.
No tinfoil. You're correct.
Now, we talked about cost a little bit. Can you elaborate and share with our audience about your Give Back Sundays program?
Our Give Back Sunday program, we started about 8 or 9 years ago, right when we had the beginning of the financial crisis. And I was actually working out on the treadmill, and there was a whole big news expose about charitable organizations and what percent of the money actually went to the charity. And one of the organizations was actually a large medical organization. I think it was American Cancer Society, and what percent of money went back to serving the actual patients. I realized it wasn't very high. And at the time, we were not open on Sundays. And I said, we have a lot of radiology equipment. What if we provide free radiology, completely free, no copay, no deductible, for patients who have no insurance or who are uninsured, indigent patients? So we started that initially one Sunday a month in one location. Within a few months, we started doing it one Sunday a month in multiple locations. And then we had so many patients who needed it. We still call it Give Back Sunday, but we actually do it every single day of the week, Monday through Sunday, in every single location. And it's about 25 to 30 patients a day where there's absolutely no charge for it. Now, right now, a lot of the patients are the immigrants who have just come, the undocumented individuals who have no ability to go to regular facilities. And there is a little bit of concern right now for them getting whatever registered. So we're glad to do it. These are the people who work in the kitchens and washing dishes in the restaurants. These are the people who are mowing our lawns and babysitting our children. And we provide them free radiology. So far to date, we're about 8 years in the program. We've provided about a little over $2 million of radiology every year for the last 8 years. And so far, for example, just in the mammograms we do alone, we've identified about 83 or 85 new breast cancer diagnoses just within the Give Back Sunday program. And anytime we do a study, if we do a chest x-ray and we see a nodule or something and recommend a CAT scan, we do that follow-up CAT scan for free as well. We don't have them turn around and then have to pay money to us. So it's a way, instead of me writing a check to other organizations as a donation, I give my donation directly to the people right here in Nassau and Suffolk County who need the care directly. And I'll encourage all facilities, all hospitals. I don't have a patent on it. All hospitals, all facilities, all radiology facilities, physicians, follow suit. Please do the exact same thing. I'll be thrilled. Please compete with me. Let's all do free medical care for the indigent and uninsured.
I love it. You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. My name is Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, and our guest today is Dr. Stephen L. Mendlesohn. He's the CEO of Zwanger Pesiri Radiology.
So I did a little research on you and background. I heard that you were in a New York Times article, but what popped up was 1979 when your wife was, you had your wedding and she was betrothed to you, also in the New York Times. So I would like to know, what defines you?
What defines me?
Wow.
Great question. I'm glad I didn't look at the questions ahead of time. I would have had you delete that question. I think when I was raised, my mother, who was a school teacher, kept saying that and imbued into me to give to other people, to teach other people. If you're lucky enough to be smart, share your knowledge and pass it on to other people. And then I can go on and learn other stuff and pass it on. For example, anything I have, I don't need to collect stuff. Let me share it. Let me give it away. I mean, some people think, like you mentioned, the Give Back Sunday program. Look, that's $2 million a year. It's really directly out of my pocket when you think about it, but it's doing a great thing to share with other people. So I think it's really, it's not just Give Back Sunday, it's give to other people. I mean, even in radiology, with the rates that we're being reimbursed by many of the insurance companies, we actually lose money on a number of the studies that we're doing. But the patients need this study. They need the service. So we'll just keep on doing it. So I think that's what defines me. I may end up being the CEO and become the poorest person. I can't whine about it because I keep putting my earnings back into the business. So I can't say I'm poor. No, I guess I earn a lot of money. And that's how we're able to grow. It all goes back right into the business, and then we'll be able to build out a new facility and open a new office. A lot of the new offices that we're doing right now, we're looking in areas of really underserved and areas of need. We have an office under construction in Harlem in an area of need, and we have another office under construction in Brownsville and Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway and Utica Avenue. And people tell me, that's a rough neighborhood. Are we sure we want to go there? I go, yeah, that's an area that people need radiology, and everyone in that area, they end up going to the hospital for the radiology. So we'll do it. Is it a large Medicaid population? Sure. Will we make money in that location? Maybe not. But the people need it. And it doesn't matter if it's in Brownsville and it's a tough area, or if it's in Harlem and it's a tough area. It's an area of need.
Now, with regards to concerns over potential cancer and scary things like that, sometimes people are afraid to take that first step. What would you say to them? Who's the first person they should go see?
Well, with regard to cancer, I encourage routine physical examinations for everybody. You have to go to your doctor, do your annual physical examination. And we give our employees 3 hours paid time off for their annual physical exam. I truly believe in it.
Oh, wow.
As far as radiology, for every woman once they reach age 35, they should have the baseline mammogram. Every woman from 40 on should get their mammogram at least every 1 or every other year. I know there's confusion in the guidelines, but the mammogram is perhaps one of the most important screening examinations we do.
What are some last words you would like to leave with the business owners that are listening today regarding expansion and taking risk?
Well, expansion can be risky, but if you're doing the right thing for your customers, for us it's the patients, for your customers, treat them nice, treat them kind, give them refunds, don't argue with them. That's saying that the customer's always right. Take that to heart. The customer's always right. Being out there, helping them. Open your doors in your business early enough to make it easy. If you open at 10 o'clock and people have to be at work at 9 o'clock, I'd love you to open at 8 o'clock or maybe 6 o'clock so people can go there before work. Open late if you can so people can get to your business after work. And just be nice to them. Ask all your employees to treat your business, your store, your shop like they own it. Treat every customer like that's your favorite uncle, your favorite aunt. Do whatever you can for them. Talk to them, chat to them, create that personal relationship with each and every customer.
And in closing, how is it best to contact Zwanger Pesiri?
Well, probably the easiest way is look on the website, and you'll have the phone number right on the website. And when you call, you'll be answered by a human being, not by the automated voice. And then you ask for whomever you wish to speak with.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Mendlesohn, for being our guest today.
Thank you for inviting me. This was my pleasure.
We want to thank you for being with us. My name is Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, your co-host and producers.
I'll leave you with DB's philosophy. Quality is not an act, it's an habit. Aristotle.
The creative director of Tower Talk Business Radio is Rudy Breedy. This is an NCC Foundation Business Leaders Council production. Visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. Available on iHeartRadio as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. This has been Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the National Community College Foundation, on the voice of National Community College 90.3 WHPC. We'll talk with you next week.